¿Qué juego, en inglés sería what ride, is the one that you have to do when you come to the fair?
Las personas por lo general vienen acá a la feria y se suben al dragón. A ese dragón.
¿Qué comida, si tú vienes a la feria, tienes que comer porque es la más rica?
Los huevitos mollos me gustan.
Ay, me mordí un huevo. Los huevitos chilenos creo que le dicen también, ¿verdad? Today, we're here at Las Vegas Park, and it is pretty and all, but it's not what we're here for. Today, we're gonna go from here to the fair. And I'm going to show you what rides you can go on in the fair, what foods you can try, what things you can buy, and maybe do some interviews, you know? And to make this video a little bit more interesting, I'm here with my friends. So, let's get started. In order to get our cost of fun and make our adventure at the fair work, we're gonna focus on a specific time frame of 2 hours of fair time and the things we could do during that time. Specifically, there are 4 different categories of things we can do. These categories are shopping, rides, mini games, and of course, food. With that out of the way, we began our adventure to the promised Neverland, the fair, which remember was just on the other side of the street of the park. But on our way there, we did run into an unforeseen event. Okay, but being serious, what had happened was that we were approached by a religious group, and they asked to talk to us about their group. I wasn't concerned, of course, because we had the one and only holy man, Andres. And if that weren't enough, we also had the police and a fire van nearby. Not that we needed them, of course. After a quick prayer, we went on our merry way. And before we could reach the fair, we ran into the trial everyone faces when going from the park to the fair. And that's the crossing of the street. The good thing is that we were there early. You might not see it as a big deal, but you do not want to get hit by Truck Kun, who is well known for sending people to worlds of fantasy and adventure.
You blew it.
So after clearing the street version of Survival of the Fittest, we were officially at the fair. The outside part of it anyways. Here you can typically see stands with people selling different kinds of treats. The first ones we got to look at were called empolvados, which sounded pretty suspicious to me since you could translate that to the dusty ones, but even more so it sounds like a substance reference, but that's just what they're called. There was also of course a burger and hot dog stand known as Lalos, which is very commonly seen at most events or in public spaces. But after that, we were officially in the actual fairgrounds, and we saw some other snacks such as encocados, as well as some stuffed potatoes, which we'll take a look at later when we talk about food and food prices. Now, one thing you have to note is that while this is the fair, it isn't the only fair. To clarify more on this, let's fast forward and listen to our friend Yayo's explanation of the fair.
Bueno, algo que puedo mencionar de lo que es la feria en la que estamos ahora es que esta feria toda la vida, desde que tengo memoria, se ha realizado debido a las festividades de la Virgen de la Merced, que es la patrona de nuestra ciudad. Es algo muy tradicional, los juegos son muy tradicionales, la comida, siempre hay cosas muy novedosas todos los años. Y cabe recalcar de que en estos meses, hasta que finaliza el año, existe otra feria más por las fiestas cantonales generales de la ciudad como tal. Y bueno, igual hacerles la invitación porque siempre ha sido muy divertido, como pueden ver lo que es el ambiente, eso que todavía estamos temprano, y ya en la noche se enciende mucho más y esperamos que les guste.
Now that we have that out of the way, we first did what most people do when they arrive, which was to walk around and check the market-like area that every fair has. This area is home to a variety of items such as clothing, jewelry, toys, and so much more. You can find many things from as cheap as $1 to as expensive as $50, depending on what you're looking to buy, of course. In a future video, we can look at specifics of the little marketplace area at the fair. So let me know if you're interested in that in the comments below. There were a ton of interesting things, but I was very curious to see what caught the attention of my friends. So, of course, I asked them.
Bueno, a mí me llama la atención lo primero es la comida, más que nada la comida. Pero sí lo que son los anillos, the rings, me gustan los atrapasueños también y en la feria suele haber negocios de la sierra que traen chaquetas, porque yo ando en moto y me gustan lo que son las chaquetas. Acá. Lo que más me llama así en atención aquí en la feria son las katanas hechas de madera y lo que son las ropas. Hay muy buenas ropas, hay unas que brillan en la oscuridad y otras que son buzos más que todo para las personas que andamos en moto. Son buenos.
Question, what was the thing that, most stood out to you?
The guns.
The guns.
I love the guns. Especially the sniper one. The one with the green guy on top of the gun looking through the scope. That was great.
Who do you want to shoot from this group?
Papas. Got your ass.
Ya, lo que a mí más me gusta y lo que más me llama la atención en la feria es los pollitos, los de juguete y la pizza de $1. Y los dulces, los empolvados. Esos son mis favoritos.
The t-shirts at the Glow in the Eye, that's beautiful. Obviously for men. The jewels are so cheap, but have a good quality. And the last thing is the handcraft. I like it.
All right, that's good.
Lo que me llama bastante la atención son los dulces tradicionales. Son dulces que lo ves solamente para fiestas festivas de pueblos y que no salen mucho a la venta, porque como te digo, son para fiestas exactas como estas.
While the shirts did interest me, and my friends also did have some things that they coveted, if we go off of what we actually bought in the marketplace, one of my friends ended up buying 2 rings, which only cost him $2, meaning you could literally just spend $1 to $2 and be just fine shopping in the fair's marketplace. And now that we've finished shopping, let's get on to what was our biggest expense, and that is the rides. And while you may see us here enjoying our time, exploring, and being the best friends ever, little did we know that all it was going to take was some $3 bumper cars to end all of that. Friendship means nothing in the face of bumper cars. At least that's what I would say, but our bumper car was stuck.
Vámonos al barco.
¡Dame el coche!
Let's go! Okay, now it's time to end some friendships.
¡Allá, allá, allá!
A ellos los quiero. I want them! Take that! We need speed.
Ahora, let's go!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, shit!
Second driver.
Oh, no!
I mean, Dave. Give it to them.
Welcome to Hazard County.
Oh, shit!
Oh, God.
Vehicular manslaughter. Double kill.
Give it to them. Give it to them. Watch out. Left, left, left.
Remember me, motherfucker?
Give it to them. Dáselo. No!
I wanna go home.
Ah, but 5 seconds earlier.
Lights, camera, action. I see you.
Gracias, gracias.
Ahí están. Get
Mata,
them.
mata, mata. Jefe, estoy cansado.
After smashing apart our friendship and in the process of picking up the fragments of it to piece back together, my friends pointed out to me the cooling system for the bumper cars.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's not do that again. Now, before we continue with the rides, we are going to do a small jump into mini games, but only to add in a bonus category, which was safety. You see, in the process of my friend Roddy playing this sort of money grab minigame, my friends told me to give them my backpack and to be careful because I was getting less than ideal looks from not only some shady adults, but even kids who were around us. At one point, my friend Roddy even gave a kid some money to either play the same game he was playing or just to go. That's why for this video, it was very important for me to have as many of my friends join me as possible, because the more of us reading the situation, the better. So my recommendation for anyone in a situation like this is to not carry around the backpack and to only record when a group is with you to watch out for any suspicious individuals. But anyways, jumping back into the rides, we did ask some people what rides are the most popular when coming to the fair.
Las personas por lo general vienen acá a la feria y se suben al dragón.
Que se escucha de fondo.
Sí, porque es como el que tiene más adrenalina. Y después al Tagada también, que está ahí.
Bueno, yo me subí ahí a ese dragón, pero casi me da la muerte blanca y por eso ese no lo recomiendo porque...
El Tagada.
¿El Tagada? ¿Por qué?
Porque es de adrenalina. A mí no me gusta, pero sí se ve de adrenalina.
Uy, bastante maltratador.
Ajá.
The two rides that were mainly mentioned were the Tagada and the Dragon. What you have to understand about the Tagada is that it is a ride that was pretty much made to inflict pain or test your balance. So much so that my friend's mom said that we should just pay her the $3 and she'll show us the same fun that the Tagada has to offer. As for the Dragon, it's mainly made for the adrenaline rush of being in the cage while standing and going at extreme altitudes. I wanted to do both, but due to my injury that's still healing, I decided against it. So we set our eyes on a new ride at the fair, and another that I hadn't done before. One of these rides was the crane, which my friends valiantly and quite excitedly wanted to do.
So while my friends are almost done suffering on the crane game, I did want to say that this game costs about $2.50 per person. I mean, I call it the crane game, but it says Nitro Fast Lap. So yeah, let's get their reactions on how they feel after this game. Let's see what's up. Por eso no progresamos. Entrada, salida.
Con las pastillas no sentí ni verga. Vamos allá.
Talk to me. How do you guys feel after that?
It's so exciting, so amazing.
Yeah, you too. Me too. I don't know, bro. I'm confused, but so amazing, bro. Amazing.
Then, after watching my friends suffer, it was my turn with the rest of us who hadn't done the crane to go on the spider, as they were calling it.
Este juego se llama La Araña.
En inglés.
Da una vuelta de 360 grados completo. El precio es de $2.50. Let's go to a star, my friends.
After you temporarily pass out and watch your life pass before your eyes, the ride itself is alright. The only complaint I had was that it felt that the thing that goes over your chest felt way too tight. So I had a moment where I couldn't breathe, but that could have also been me being anxious and obviously them assuring I didn't fly off the machine. My only advice is maybe to scream to keep your mind off of it. That or close your eyes and hope it's a dream.
Okay, how do you feel? Dizzy! How do you feel, bro?
I can't feel anything because I'm drunk.
After we finished with that ride, we went on to play some mini games to calm ourselves down before going to eat. A wise decision since we didn't want to risk calling our good friend Juan after being thrown around upside down. The first minigame was some good old-fashioned $1 foosball. I let my friends take over here in an epic showdown between Andres and Yayo versus Roddy and Alejandra. After Andres and Yayo gave Roddy and Alejandra the spanking of a lifetime, Yayo and Alejandra had to leave. We bid them farewell and moved on to the next minigame. Here we have another classic at the fair, which was some darts. Considering it was only $1.50 and the fact that 3 out of 4 of us who gave it a shot won something, too bad papas, it wasn't half bad of an experience. But after all the fun and games, it was finally time to eat. Food time, baby! We also had some opinions of the most commonly eaten foods from the people we interviewed earlier.
Por lo general siempre son las manzanas encarameladas.
La pizza.
La pizza. ¿Por qué?
Porque me gusta bastante.
Los huevitos mollos me gustan.
Los huevitos chilenos creo que le dicen también, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo así? ¿Por qué?
Son buenos, son ricos. Siempre que vengo me gusta comer eso.
We did coincide with the foods they mentioned, but the top priorities on our list of foods were the stuffed potato that I hadn't tried before and my friends were telling me I had to try, and the pizza. The stuffed potato was the more interesting of the two, not only since I hadn't eaten one here, but also since you could add these sauces to modify the taste. I wasn't too sure about the pink sauce since I remembered some internet news about the pink sauce lady who had made a pink sauce that was getting people sick, but I did try the stuffed potato and it was yummy. If you like potatoes stuffed with a bit of chicken and onions, then you'll probably enjoy it. We also bought some coconut juice, orange juice, and water along the way. The juices cost $1 each and were pretty sweet. The orange juice was sweeter than the coconut juice in my opinion. Water was cheap as expected at only 50 cents a bottle. Then we had the pizza, which was also alright, and at $1 a slice, we weren't complaining. One thing we did take into consideration, and that would be excellent advice, is to look and see where more people are buying. That is to say, there were like 4 pizza places, but only 2 of them seemed to get more customers, while the other just looked like it was the same pizza just sitting out there for what could have been hours. Definitely a red flag if you're looking for something fresh. After we had what was our main junky meal, we went on to overkill and grabbed some sweets. The one that most caught my attention was the huevitos chilenos, which are a popular snack here at the fair.
Ay, me mordí un huevo.
Oh.
Ay, el derecho. Ay, me roto.
My friend also got a candy apple, though he went for the chocolate covered version. The huevitos and the apple were $1 each. And there were also chocolate strawberry skewers at $1 as well. So your options of sweets were many and quite cheap. So now that we had done everything and it was getting late, we calculated the totals. Now, while I didn't do any shopping or play any mini games, we will be adding values of things we did buy and play for these 2 sections in order to make this a more complete cost analysis. For shopping, this would mean spending $1, imagining it would have been me buying at least 1 ring. For rides, I did partake in 2, but we're gonna add all 3 since I would have gone on the other one had I not been recording, so that's $8. In minigames, I would probably do at least a foosball, and that's another $1 right there. And in food, I for sure ate the stuffed potato, the pizza, had some juice, and ate the huevitos chilenos, all of which equals up to $4.25. So if we add all of that up, 2 hours at the fair could cost you, as an individual, approximately $14.25. This value could have easily risen another $5 if I had gone on the other 2 rides that I didn't do, and risen even more had I eaten more or bought more things. You could also spend a lot less if you only did one thing from each section that we mentioned previously, such as only going on 1 ride and eating 1 food. Using the same calculations as before, just remove 2 of the 3 rides and only imagine a slice of pizza, and you just lowered the whole cost of your trip to the fair to $5.50 to around $6. Also remember that intentionality is very important. If my purpose was to get many things or expensive things, I could have easily spent over $50. But the intentionality of a day at the fair with friends or family probably wouldn't be buying an excessive amount of things or expensive things. So I think if each person in a group going to the fair brings $20, you could have more than an enjoyable day at the fair in Ecuador while still covering any unforeseen events. It's always best to come prepared. That's also why I'd like to thank my friends, because without them, this video wouldn't have been possible. You guys are the best. Big congrats to my bro Andres on graduating from the U. I'm really happy for you.
That's been it. Hope you had a great time with us. Hope to see you in a future video. Take care, and as always, Ace out.